In this video, you're going to learn about how to become a GRC analyst. Are you interested in becoming a GRC analyst? GRC stands for Governance, Risk, and Compliance. GRC analysts are responsible for assessing and documenting an organization's policies and regulations that involve the compliance and risk posture of information assets in the organization. As a GRC analyst, you can work on an internal cybersecurity team, or you might work for a cybersecurity consulting firm. Your daily responsibilities as a GRC analyst could include things like auditing existing policies and procedures, developing new security policies, identifying and analyzing risk, and also reporting on regulatory compliance. So what other job titles are there for this career? You might see other job openings for a GRC analyst career with titles like Cybersecurity Compliance Analyst, Security and Compliance Engineer, Security and Compliance Analyst, Cloud Compliance Security Engineer, Governance and Policy Analyst, and Third-Party Compliance Analyst. How much can you make as a GRC analyst? As a GRC analyst in the United States, you'll typically make around $60,000 to $70,000 per year starting out, and your salary can easily move into over $100,000 per year after you gain a few years of experience. And keep in mind, this doesn't include things like sign-on or annual bonuses, stock options, or restricted stock units or RSUs, or other types of compensation, which means a career as a GRC analyst can be very lucrative for you. Now, influencers on compensation for this role are based on things like your company you work for, your geographic location in the country, or the world, your experience level, any specialization you might have, as well as the industry that you're working in. Do you need certifications to be a GRC analyst? Well, the good news is no specific cybersecurity certifications are required to get your job as a GRC analyst. However, many people do study for the CompTIA Security Plus, which gives a very broad foundational baseline of different cybersecurity topics. You also might see people studying for the Cloud Security Alliance's Certificate of Cloud Security Knowledge, or the CCSK, as well as the ISACA's Certified Information Security Auditor, or CISA. As you gain more experience in your GRC career, you might also study for more privacy-focused certifications like the Certified Information Privacy Professional, or CIPP, from IAPP. Do you need a college degree to be a GRC analyst? No college degree is required in this career. In fact, I know many career changers that find GRC analysts to be an easy cybersecurity career to transition into because there are no strict requirements on having certifications or college degrees. Now, if you do want to pursue your college degree, then a degree in something like cybersecurity or business can be helpful. Do you need technical skills to get a job as a GRC analyst? Now, while technical skills or a background in information technology are not required for many roles, your career will benefit quite a bit from you building your technical understanding, especially as it relates to security controls and their implementation. You're going to find yourself working with technical teams across an organization, including teams like the Incident Response Team, Security Operations, or the SOC team, as well as penetration testing teams and other stakeholders across the organization. So is experience required to get your very first job as a GRC analyst? The good news is it's an entry-level job, right? So experience is not required for your very first job. In fact, many people just like you have successfully changed careers to become GRC analysts, including a young woman I know that used to sell swimming pools for a living. Are there opportunities for GRC analyst internships? There are some internships available for this role. It really depends on the company. However, most people I know are hired directly into a full-time position as a GRC analyst instead of an internship. Now, if you do find internships, they can either be paid or unpaid, and many college students can earn credits for working internships, and usually those ones are going to be unpaid. So how do you become a GRC analyst? Well, the first step is to determine the type of industry that you want to work in. So for example, would you like to work in healthcare, retail, the energy industry, or some other place? This is going to help you determine what regulations and frameworks to focus your attention on. For example, if you choose to work with companies in the energy industry, then your next step would be to identify the frameworks, standards, and regulations that are being used. One example would be the NERC standards, which are created by the North American Electric Reliability Corporation. Step 3 would be reviewing those frameworks, regulations, and standards and identifying any example case studies of how they were applied and any financial consequences of a company not being compliant with these. This is going to help you a lot in a job interview because you can discuss specific examples with the hiring manager to show you understand the impact to their organization. And the next step would be determining if you want to pursue a certification or a college degree prior to starting to apply for GRC analyst roles. There's almost an endless amount of available cybersecurity certifications and college degree programs out there. So it's really important for you to narrow down to like a top 5 or top 10 list and then conduct deeper research on each of those programs to help determine the best fit for you. So how do you find a job as a GRC analyst? The best way to get any cybersecurity job is to network on social media with people working in that job and to build your personal brand on social media. Building your personal brand means as you are learning, post about what you're learning on social media. This helps show recruiters and hiring managers your passion for GRC. You can also find job openings on websites like LinkedIn, Indeed, CyberSN, and a number of other job board websites. But keep in mind that for any job posting out there that's visible publicly, there's at least hundreds, if not thousands of people applying for that exact same job. The fastest way for you to get your first job is through networking and building your personal brand. Should you become a GRC analyst? A career as a GRC analyst might be good for you if you like to solve puzzles, watch crime shows, or analyze and solve problems. It might also be a good career for you if you're able to communicate information to a variety of individuals because you'll be working with multiple teams and stakeholders across the organization. Working as a GRC analyst can be a rewarding career for you both financially and in helping organizations build better cybersecurity programs.